जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे. जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमाय. जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय. जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद. नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 7, The Activities of King Bharata, text number 7. The verse is in the prose order. I will recite myself. एवं कर्म विशुद्ध्या विशुद्ध सत्यांतर हृदयाकाश शरीरे ब्रह्म भगवती वासुदेवे महापुरुष रूपोपलक्षणे श्रीवत्स कौस्तुभवनमल्लारी धर गदादभिर उपलक्षिते निज पुरुष रुल्लिखेतात्मनि पुरुष रूपेण विरोचमाना उच्चैस्तरं भक्तिर् अनुदिनं येदमाना रायजायत. We'll read word to word meaning. Please repeat after me. Evam, thus, krama vishuddhya, by offering everything for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not desiring any results of his pious activities. Vishuddha Sattvasya of Bharat Maharaj, whose existence was completely purified. Antaha Hridaya Akasha Sarire, the super soul within the heart as meditated on by yogis. Brahmani, into impersonal Brahman, which is worshipped by impersonalists. Jnanis, Bhagavati, onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, Lord Krishna. Mahapurusha, of the Supreme Person. Rupa, of the form. Upalakshane, having the symptoms. Srivatsa, the mark on the chest of the Lord. Kaustubha, the Kaustubha gem used by the Lord. Vanamala, flower garland. Aridhara, by the disc and conch shell. Gada Adibihi, by the club and other symbols. Upalakshite, being recognized. Nija Purusha Hrad Likithena, which is used in the heart of his own devotees like an engraved picture. Atmani, in his own mind. Purusha Rupena, by his personal form. Virochamane, shining. Uchchaistaram, on a very high level. Bhaktihi, devotional service. Anudinam, day after day. Yedamana, increasing. Raya, possessing force. Ajayata, appeared. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. In this way, being purified by ritualistic sacrifices, the heart of Maharaj Bharata was completely uncontaminated. His devotion service unto Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, increased day after day. Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the original personality of Godhead, manifest as the super soul, Paramatma, as well as the impersonal Brahman. Yogis meditate upon localized Paramatma situated in the heart. Jnanis worship the impersonal Brahman as the supreme absolute truth. And devotees worship Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead, whose transcendental body is described in the Shastras. His body is decorated with Srivatsa, the Kaustubha jewel, and a flower garland, and his hands hold a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. Devotees like Narada always think of him within their hearts. Purport. Lord Vasudeva, or Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is manifest within the hearts of yogis in his Paramatma feature, and he is worshipped as impersonal Brahman by Jnanis. The Paramatma feature is described in the Shastra as having 4 hands, holding disc, conch shell, lotus flower, and club. As confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 2nd chapter, text number 8. Kechit swadehantar hridayavakase pradeshamatram purusham vasantam chaturbhujam kanjarathanga shanka gadadharam dharaya smaranti. Paramatma is situated in the hearts of all living beings. He has 4 hands which hold 4 symbolic weapons. All the devotees who think of the Paramatma within the heart worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the temple deity. They also understand the impersonal features of the Lord and his bodily rays the Brahman effulgence. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Takanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. जय श्री शारदा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री श्री गौरनिताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can speak what I heard from my superiors as for my own purification and as service to all the devotees. So the previous chapter in the Bhagavatam is about activities of Lord Rishabhadev. And Rishabhadev has 100 sons, and among them the first son is Maharaj Bharata. And Prabhupada often used to say that by his name only this country got this name Bharata. That we also sometimes hear in temples they do puja, in that the pujari recites Jambudvipe, Bhartakande, Bhartavarshe, like that. So in that so many times that name comes. So it is said that demigods used to refer this land with his name. This is the land which is ruled by Bharat. So that much he is very, very famous for his great ruling. Not only that, if you see in the Bhagavatam, there is so many great kings histories are given. From beginning, if you see in the Bhagavatam, that so many saintly kings are there. Parikshit Maharaj. Bhagavatam starts with Yudhishthira Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj. So like that, Prithu Maharaj. So like that, not only one, actually it is so many great kings, and it is mentioned about. And they are all called Rajarshis. They are just not just kings, they are saintly kings. Raja plus Rishi is called Rajarshi. Externally they are king, but internally they are saints. So in that way, if you see in the Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says in the 4th chapter, I gave this knowledge to saintly kings before. That Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu Sakalineha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. So the that means not ordinary person cannot hold this knowledge. First of all, you should understand that no Tom, Dick, and Harry can handle this knowledge. So it should be handled by a person who is very very pure at heart. So in that way, the knowledge is given to very saintly kings, not just their ordinary human beings. Externally, they are in between so much material opulence, but internally they are highly detached. So that we can see in the Bhagavatam, all the stories end like this only. All the kings were ruling the kingdom in great royal opulence, and at the end of the life, they used to leave everything and go to the forest and performing austerities. That's the trend. If you see anybody, you know. So in that way, it used to give a message to the common person. Everybody want to enjoy royal opulence in this world, right? That's what the aspiration for anybody. So if that great saintly, if the great kings only giving up everything and no going to the forest and no performing austerities for God relation, then that message is very clear actually. If they are giving up such opulences, we are ordinary people actually. Why we should be aspiring for all these things? So in that way, the message was actually very very clear. And in the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes actually that the kings used to act like a merciful clouds. That very beautiful analogy is given that how the clouds are formed from the ocean water, and the clouds again they distribute water everywhere to the different parts of the land. So in that way, the kings used to collect taxes from the people, and they used to spend generously for the public welfare. So in that way, the kings used to act actually. The cloud never retains water itself. So similarly, the saintly kings used to, very transparently they used to do everything. So even Prabhupada first he met Indira Gandhi, and when he met Indira Gandhi, he had a list of things he noted down to propose to the Prime Minister of India at that time. And in that first point is actually all the members of Parliament and all these MLA MPs, they should be 16 down devotees, 4 regulative principles, and second initiated devotees. Second initiated Brahmanas. And all the Parliament meetings should be starting with Kirtan and Bhagavatam discussion. So that was his proposal actually. It required a lot of courage to even think and propose also like that. So Prabhupada had that one of the thing in his mind actually to tell. So that means actually who should be sitting on the ruling position, he should be highly qualified person actually. So like that in Bhagavatam we see. So but unfortunately nowadays if you see in the government, so they are giving permission to the slaughterhouses, they are giving permission to the liquor shops, they give permission to porn movies and all these things. If you see, this is what the current situation of the government. If government really desires, they can do so much. And last time one of our devotee who attends our class actually in Hyderabad, he was telling at that time this was happening. Government is issuing permits for liquor shops. There are 20,000 liquor shops are there, and they have to renew some within some 2 years or 3 years or something. And 2 lakh applications came for that, and some are renewal and some are for new permissions. And every application they should deposit some money which is non-refundable deposit, that is also some few lakhs. That is, if you get permission also, you will not get. If you don't get permission also, you don't get the money back. So like that many applications are there to open liquor shops. And he was telling actually most of the government revenue is through liquor only. Through liquor shops only. So if you see, unfortunately, the government earns money like this. The primary source of income for the government is through this thing, and they are using that for welfare of the society, opening schools, opening hospitals, and giving money for education. And like that they are using that same money for welfare of the society. How wonderful policy, if you see. You only spoil the people. And again you use the money to rehabilitate the people into better situation. So, and I remember in those days some of the government is distributing goats to the people also. That goats, and you maintain the goats, and and nourish them and slaughter them and sell, and you make your livelihood. So like that is the state of affairs actually in which now we are here. And where is the Bhagavatam, the saintly kings, and where are the current situation? What is the stark contrast we can see actually. So actually people don't understand where is the clue, where we are missing, and where we have to take care of the things. And because they don't, Prabhupada asks, actually somebody comes to you and asks for vote, you should ask them, have you read Bhagavad Gita first? You should ask first, have you read Bhagavad Gita? Then only I will give vote, otherwise get lost, you should say them. Yeah. So people actually have no hint only, where things going on wrong, and you want to solve the problem without understanding the problem only. So in that way there cannot be any auspiciousness can come. I remember long before, once we are taking some train tickets reservation. In those days there is no much online bookings and all these things are there. So if you take a railway ticket or bus ticket, window tickets, and the back side of the ticket they print some government thought for the day, something like that, means some good words they want to propagate actually. So in 3 tickets I found 3 different things. So on one it is printed that actually don't kill the child in the womb. Good, na? It is good. And the one more ticket it is printed, no child marriages. And the third ticket it is printed actually, population is increasing, use contraceptives. And if you see, these are all related actually. Because why they are killing children in the womb? Because they are having illicit sex. Why illicit sex is happening? Because child marriage they are avoiding actually. In that way the need is there, and they are going for illicit sex, and because of that unwanted pregnancy, and they are killing the child in the womb. And on the top of it again you are saying that use contraceptives. So it is totally crazy thing actually, what they are thinking and what they are doing. There is no head and tail only for what they are doing and where they are heading to. So in that way it is totally confused society. The head of the society is highly confused, and the followers are also confused, and the blind leading other blind people, and both are going to hell. So in our society there used to be one Maharaj, used to be there, His Holiness now also is there, His Holiness Navayogendra Maharaj. And he used to say, nowadays the leaders are telling, they are propagating that हम जाएंगे जाएंगे नरक जाएंगे, अकेले नहीं जाएंगे, आप सबको साथ में लेके जाएंगे. We'll go to hell, but not alone. We'll take all of you also. Understand? That is their slogan actually. And people are actually, the basis of electing a leader is based on sense gratification. The leader promises sense gratification, and the people elect them. And when that leader fails to provide the sense gratification, then they will dethrone him also. You did not fulfill my sense gratification. So in that way, Yatha Raja Tata Praja. And if you read in the Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj section, in that it is written, no citizen in the kingdom of Ambarish Maharaj aspire for heavenly planets. Nobody is aspiring for heavenly planets. Everybody's aspiration is only to go back to Godhead only. Can you imagine? No single citizen is aspiring for heavenly planets. So that is a level of training actually which the kings gave. And Navagendra Maharaj also says, आजकल के नेता है कुछ देता नहीं सिर्फ लेता है. So they only gives promise, but they doesn't fulfill any promises actually. So here if you see that here the king Bharata is very very a great king, and his activities are mentioned here actually. He is performing so many ritualistic activities by which his heart get completely purified. So this is the purpose of performing any activity in this world, is to ultimately it should lead to purification of heart. So otherwise that activity is of no use actually. That Bhagavatam also says, धर्मस्वनुष्ठित पुंसा विश्वक्षेण कथासुयः नौत्पादयेत् यतिरतिं श्रमयविहि केवलम्. If our activities are not arising, evoking devotion within our heart, then the activity is completely of useless waste of time. And it is like beating a empty husk. It is said if there is a husk is there, which is rice is removed, and if you are beating the husk, what you will get? Nothing will come, only some pain in the hand, that's all. So here if you see that Maharaj Bharata actually he performed so many ritualistic activities, and his heart is completely purified. So who can meditate on Paramatma is whose heart is pure, he can only hear the voice of Paramatma. So generally many times people say my heart is saying this, what your heart says actually. Impure heart only says all nonsense things only. And he thinks that Paramatma is guiding him to do like that. In those days actually there used to be one a serial killer in Mumbai, and he used to go crazy and drive his vehicle on the footpath who are sleeping, and so many people used to kill actually. And finally police caught him, and he told actually some voice within me is inspiring to do like that. It is Paramatma's voice. It is not Paramatma's voice actually, it is his crazy mind is driving him. So nobody can hear actually the Paramatma's voice so easily unless his heart is very very pure. Only in impure heart only all the crazy ideas come, and we think it is inspiration of Paramatma. So because we cannot hear the voice of Paramatma, so the Paramatma the externally manifested in the form of spiritual master. And the same Paramatma also took an incarnation as a Vyasadev, and he gave the scriptures. So that's why we perform Vyasa Puja. So if Krishna want to come you and tell in front of you what he want to tell, and if Vyasadeva want to tell you something, the same thing which is Guru is telling you. So in that way, he is the external manifestation of Paramatma in the heart. So as long as the mind is impure, no situation can be safe, because you are living with your own enemy. Impure mind is your own enemy, and we want to make things secure by creating some better situations, and that's what Prahalad also says to Hiranyakashipu. You want to become more and more secure by eliminating all the enemies, but your enemies are within you only. They are degrading your consciousness day after day, and you are thinking that my enemies are somewhere else. So as long as the mind is impure, no situation can be secure. So if you see, Prahalad was kept in so many dangerous situations, but his mind is very pure. Hmm? So nothing could harm him. Hmm? But Hiranyakashipu had so many securities also. You know, he cannot be killed within air or on the land, inside the house, outside the house, by human being or animal, astra, shastra. So many, permutations and combinations he made, and he created a secure situation. But still, he is always insecure in his life. So why? Because his heart is not pure. So here we can see this Maharaj Bharat, whose heart is very very pure by performing so many ritualistic activities. And here the description about the Paramatma feature of the Lord is there. And once Prabhupada told one of his disciple that Jadurani Mataji to paint, and that his painting is Paramatma is situated in their heart. And she gets a doubt actually. How Paramatma is situated? Is he sitting or standing? you know. Then she asks Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what is the state of Paramatma in the heart? Then Prabhupada says, oh, it takes so many thousands of years. When you do meditation, that is revealed. And then she says, Prabhupada, then I can't do all these things. Then Prabhupada says, don't worry. For you, Guru is there to tell you. He is standing. Prabhupada says, and that is painting is there, even if you see in one of the pictures also, it is there. Yogi is meditating and that Paramatma is standing on a lotus in the heart. So, dhyana avasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginaha. So, the yogis always meditate on the Paramatma within the heart. But the same is easily made as available in the form of deity. For us to meditate in the heart, if you meditate in the heart, what all the pictures come, we know. So, in that way, it is very, very difficult to meditate, within the heart. For us, the meditation process is made so easy in the form of, beautifully decorated form of the deity. So, our pujaris, decorate for 2 hours every day, and many people who come to temple and they feel so surprised actually seeing the beautiful darshan as if they are speaking to us. Many people say there are people who came from far away distance also just seeing the pictures of the deities to came to temple. So in that way, actually, the process is made very very simple for us. Actually, is to meditate on the form of the Lord in the form of deity worship. So, and here Prabhupada is writing that there are 3 levels of realization of the absolute truth, that is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan realization. So, out of all the realizations, the Bhagavan realization is the complete realization of the absolute truth. So, all other realizations, that Brahman and Paramatma, is incomplete realization of the absolute truth. Because that is incomplete realization, still that heart is not completely satisfied. So it is still the person is looking for something more. So in that way, the mind is still restless, because the mind did not got the completeness. Actually, there is something more to achieve. So in that way, the mind is not completely purified till the Bhagavan realization happens. So here, once that Bhagavan realization the person gets and he engaged in the service of the Lord, then he experiences the bliss, Ananda. Till that time, he may get some kind of peace, but the bliss is not completely available. So his satisfaction is not achieved. That's why he looks for some material satisfaction, which is in the form of material sense gratification. So his searches keep on going. So here you can see actually this Bharat Maharaj is doing some ritualistic activities and his heart is got purified. In Bhagavad Gita also, the same thing is told that Yajnartat karmano yatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. So one should do his activities for the pleasure of the Lord. That is what is yajna. So in simple terms, in Bhagavad Gita Prabhupada says there are 3 kinds of activities. One is called karma, akarma, and vikarma. So karma means which the activities which are in accordance with the scripture. That is called karma. And but sometimes in that some our desires also are there. We follow the scripture, but still our desire is not to please the Lord. Our desire is to please our needs. So that's what is karma. And vikarma is we don't worry about what scripture says and we want to do what we want to do. Just do it. There is a company, na? Just do it. So that's called vikarma. And akarma is the activities which are aimed at pleasing the Supreme Lord. That is called akarma. So a person does that, he is completely becomes purified in the heart. So if you see, in Prabhupada gives the example that if there is a judge is there and he gives a judgment, because of his judgment a person is hanged also and a person is given some reward. So if you see, the judge is responsible for his death in one way, but he is not responsible also, right? If you see in a cricket match also, if their umpire is there, he gives 4, he gives 6, he gives out, and if you see, he is the cause of somebody getting out, right? Because he gave out, then only he will go, na? So can he say I made this team win? If he says, then he will be caught actually. He is the person actually, he gave the out, that's why some team wins or loses or something, right? But he cannot say actually because of me this team win, then he is doing vikarma, even though he is doing that. Understand? So this is the ideal platform actually we should be acting in this world. It is completely akarma. If the teacher is there, he is giving marks to the exam student. Understand? He make the somebody pass, he can make somebody fail, right? So who is responsible? Somebody getting good marks, somebody getting bad marks? Student or teacher? The teacher also, right? Not only student. But can the teacher say, because of me he became pass? That means because of you somebody failed also. Right? Then you are caught actually if you say like that. So nobody can claim anything actually because of me something happened. If doctor says because of me somebody is getting well, that means because of you some people are dying. Right? So what should be our ideal consciousness? I am doing my best based on the knowledge which I got from my superiors and by Krishna and everything. I am doing my best. Somebody is getting passed, somebody is getting failed, somebody is getting cure well, somebody is dying. So that is not within me. Understand? I am just only a nimitta. Understand? So that is the ideal state of activity actually. That is called akarma, which the Bhagavad Gita says. So in that way, if you see, all these saintly kings, they perfectly acted as the representatives of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why they are called Naradeva. They are gods among the human beings. And there used to be Brahmanas. They used to perfectly follow the scriptures. They used to live very, very simple. That Brahmanas qualities are mentioned. Tapo, what is it? Jnana, Vairagya, all these things is given actually. So, and the kings used to perfectly follow the Brahmanas. And the Brahmanas are perfectly following the scriptures and obedient to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they exactly used to represent the kingdom of God. Because the gods ruling they used to establish like that. The Brahmanas are obedient to God and the Kshatriyas are obedient to Brahmanas. So in that way, there used to be a perfect system. And the kings are also completely becomes heart purified, and they develop very detachment naturally, and they leave the kingdom also. So during this process, here it is written actually the what is the state of the consciousness of King Bharata. His happiness is increasing day after day after day. So this is the symptom actually, if somebody is properly situated in devotion service. Sometimes people say we are chanting one round since many years, so that will not happen actually. That cannot happen. So wherever Krishna is there, Krishna's nature is to expand. So if somebody is really chanting 2 rounds or 4 rounds in a regulated way properly, his rounds has to increase. Krishna is always demanding more and more surrender, surrender, surrender. So he will not keep anybody idle or static actually. So that has to happen. Anandambudi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. So here we can see this Bharat Maharaj actually, he is doing his whatever kingly activities in one sense, and very faithfully, and his happiness is keep on increasing more and more. And that went to a state that he completely uh, became so detached from the kingdom and got such a higher taste, and he completely left all the kingdom. Hmm? And he completely took the life of renunciation. And it is told actually he left everything like a malavat, means like a person who, you know, leaves the stool which is in the everyday, we just don't worry how much it is gone or something like that, right? And he just like that, he just left for uttama sloka lalasa. He got such a higher taste, and he could easily give up everything like that. So like that, here we see the life of Bharat Maharaj is a great example, for the sadhakas, and how he is attaining to the higher stages of life. He is the son of Lord Rishabhadev, and he gave perfect training before leaving his kingdom to his 100 sons, and through him he is giving instructions to all of us also. So the exact saintly king, this model, if you see, this is established by Srila Prabhupada within Iskcon, if you see, in a different way. So if you see, in a one way, Prabhupada is the king within our society, and we are also getting so many funds also. And that funds are used for propagating God consciousness, dharma prachar, and we are inspiring people to follow the spiritual life and moral life perfectly. And again, you see, Prabhupada created so many of his wonderful disciples, and we call them Maharajas, you know, and they are also the kings. And the ideal saintly king model actually, which Prabhupada established within Iskcon, if you see, and that is not gone somewhere else actually, that is still available even now also within today's society also. So we can take advantage of the system. We have great rulers are there who are in the form of GBCs and our spiritual masters who are following very ideally, and they are also externally, managing the society like so many, they are signing on the checks, managing the so many affairs, with dealing with money, people, and so many government policies, and but they are guiding the society in a proper path. So in that way, the same model is still available also today also for all of us. So we are very fortunate by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and many of his wonderful disciples, to emulate the lifestyle of so many saintly kings which are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patient hearing. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now we have some time. If anybody has any 1-2 questions, we will take.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, you mentioned that unless our heart is pure, we cannot listen to the words of the Paramatma. But Krishna is stating in the 15th chapter, 15th verse, Sarvasya chaham hridisa nivishya matta smriti jnanam apohanancha. He's giving memory, intelligence, and forgetfulness. So, how to understand this?
Ye yatamam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamiham. As you surrender unto me, I reciprocate accordingly actually. So it is coming from Krishna only based on our desires actually. That the example is given actually, if you see a newborn calf, and it knows actually where to get milk. It goes towards the mother udder and it sucks the milk. So who is giving that? From Krishna within the heart. It is telling actually, here is the mother, and milk is available, go and take. So matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha. From him it comes actually all the knowledge and everything. It comes. Sometimes we get some ideas, eureka ideas, you know. So that also comes from Krishna within the heart actually. So based upon what you deserve, what you desire, so based on that, that comes actually. So many scientific inventions are happened. So because of that, you know, by Paramatma's inspiration, that we hear the story about Archimedes. You know, he wanted to find the purity of the gold within the crown of the king. He was thinking. One day he was taking bath in a tub and the water overflowed, and he immediately understood actually, yeah, eureka. You know, so like that, so many things are there which are inspiration of Paramatma based upon our intense desire and what is our patrata.
People talk about sixth sense also. Sometimes someone is warning from within inside and they averted danger. So those things are also given by Paramatma, right?
Yeah, it is also. You can say Paramatma also, it is, but sometimes the sixth sense could be a nonsense also. You know, because why Paramatma has to give? Paramatma always gives the ideas to guide him on the right path. Actually, that's why you have to check Guru Sadhu Shastra. It is said, don't completely depend upon Paramatma in our stage. So because our Paramatma, we are not properly. It is like if I am speaking to you, there is so much noise is coming from outside. You can hear me properly. I say something, you hear something, and you tell that you heard, you said it. No, I did not said it actually. You heard something like that because so many external noise is there. Similarly, our heart has so many material desires, and that is making so much noise. And Paramatma's voice is interpreted in a way that what suits to our liking, and we think this is what I said. So that's why there is Shastra is there again. Okay, if you can't hear me, I write and send you. You read transcription. So in that way, you should refer to the Shastra and you ask other person also what he said. You know, what he said is same as. That's what happens sometimes in a class, na. Something is told and different people hear differently. So it is always the check balance system is given actually, that Guru Sadhu Shastra. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, if we are practicing the Krishna consciousness, means why we will get any negative thoughts, or it is like in a past karma, or like it is a maya. Means we are trying to come under the Krishna consciousness, then like negative thoughts, why it's come? Like it will be testing or what?
Yeah, because we are already did so many activities which are against Krishna consciousness, that taste remains within us actually. So now you know what is right. So we should consciously make an endeavor to make the right choice. In that way, we become more and more strong and intelligent. It is like in a multiple choice questions, if all are right answers only, then what is your intelligence? You know, if there is only multiple choice question, you say only one option is there. You know, you know, will he become intelligent? If two options are there, he can make trial and error also. You know, he may become get right answer. If there are more wrong answers are there, only one right answer is there, then his intelligence is tested there. You know. So similarly, these whatever negative thoughts or whatever distractions are there actually to make us more strong actually. This helps us to become more strong in our life, to focus. Our focus will increase more. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you all very much for your patient hearing. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.